What a mucky old week it's been. This week saw NatWest, the saga rumbled on. Dame Alison Rose finally admitted that she was the leak. Who knew? Honestly. Shadow Chancellor Rachel Reeves couldn't get her head around it and intimated that she was being treated unfairly because she's a woman. Have a listen.
I don't like some of the, frankly, what I see as bullying attitudes towards her. She's the first female chief executive of NatWest. She took over at a time when that bank had real big problems. It seems to me that Alison Rose has done a good job turning that bank around, but I don't know the details of this specific case. Let me say this, if I was in the Treasury at the moment, rather than Jeremy Hunt and his Conservative ministers, I'd be spending my time this summer trying to ensure that families in Scarborough, like the ones I've spoken to today, are properly protected during this cost of living crisis, rather than picking a fight with banks on behalf of Nigel Farage.
Really? And no, Rachel, what happened with Dame Alison Rose is that she did that thing that women love to do, gossip. She broke the first rule of banking and possibly breaking the law. Although I didn't see you give your support wholeheartedly to your colleague Rosie Duffield when she dared to say that only women have a cervix, and whether you thought that she was being transphobic. Again, watch.
Is it transphobic to say only women have a cervix? Good morning.
Good morning, Nick, and it's great to talk to you.
Good to have you on.
I just think that this issue has just become so divisive and toxic, and it pits people against each other, both groups who face discrimination in society, women and trans women. And I just find this debate incredibly unhelpful and unproductive, to be totally honest. At this conference, I want to speak about issues that affect people, whatever their gender and whatever
we will get to those,
their
I assure
sexuality.
you. But is it transphobic, yes or no?
Look,
Oh dear. Anyway, Coots CEO has thrown in the towel. Overall boss Howard Davies is clinging on. Time for a complete overhaul. I mean, they're all a bunch of old coots. Keir Starmer seemed to suffer the same affliction as his Chancellor this week. Well, recently, actually, he struggled for months to say whether a woman could have a penis or not. Then it was 99.9% didn't, which meant 1%, so 1 in 1,000 did. This week, he accepted that a woman is an adult female, and he confirmed the party will U-turn on gender self-ID and admits the policy is not the right way forward.
We'll struggle with it, the penis question, don't you?
Well, look, firstly, a woman is an adult female, so let's clear that one up.
What took him so long? I can't bring myself to play the clip where he struggles to answer the question. He sort of does this and does that. I mean, can we really have these clowns running things? They're even worse than the ones that we've got already. I mean, he would have been prepared to carry on with this baloney if he thought that it would get him votes. All of that. So, listen, and also we've had wildfires raging in Europe, the established media blaming climate change. It took them a while, it seemed, to mention that the fires were started by man. You'd think the forest was self-combusting. And finally, a BBC drone got footage of a man on a moped who appeared to be the culprit for many of them. Am I too harsh in calling for the death penalty for him? After all, the death and destruction to wildlife, humanity and the earth itself that these fires have caused. What an arson hole. And Prince Harry, see, I had to pause there carefully because otherwise Ofcom will be on me. And Prince Harry continues his crusade against the press, it would appear, to avenge the death of his mother. Harry talked about a secret agreement between the newspapers and the royal family, allegedly authorised by the late Queen. I mean, this was deemed implausible. The judge dismissed his phone hacking claims against both the News of the World and the Sun on the grounds that the claims had been brought too late, but said the other allegations of unlawful information gathering, such as the use of private investigators, etc., could be tried. I mean, it's such a mess. Harry, he seems consumed by anger and hatred. But rules on how the press can behave have changed. They changed long ago. Harry, I'm sure your mother would love to see you happy. Why don't you just give that a go? It's been a mucky old week.